Hello again, welcome back to the 12 Mini Makes of Christmas. At this time of the year we think about all different things to do with Christmas, from Santa and gifts to families and singing carols. We also think about angels. So today we're going to teach you to make paper angels to hang around the house. And so let's get started. So we're going to start making our paper angels. So this is what we're aiming to make. All we need is a piece of wool or string, whatever colour you want your angel to be, a piece of A4 paper. Now it does need to be A4 to get all the proportions correctly. Once you've made one, then you can experiment with lots of different sizes to make different sized angels. And then you're going to need a bead for her head, some sellotape and a pair of scissors. So let's move this out of the way. We don't need those just yet. So the first thing we're going to do is fold our paper from the short side. So from this side, we're going to fold it in a concertina. So that means we're going to fold it one way and then back on itself in little strips. So the smaller the strips, the more detail you'll get on your angel. Now this is really lovely if you do it with some newspaper or some old sheet music, anything like that, because it really brings it out. And then you can hang them up. You can create like a choir of angels. So keep going, folding it one way, turning it over, folding it the other way on top of each other until you get to the bottom of the piece of paper. So I'm going to keep going. Now you don't want these to be too thick because you want to get the folds in there. That's what gives it its shape. So as you can see, my folds are about a finger width, but you don't have to be too precise. I haven't used a ruler for this and I haven't measured it out. I'm just doing it by eye, so have a go at it and see what happens. So we're almost there. And then once we get down to the bottom, we're going to need to make a quick cut. So there we go, all the way down to the bottom. So we're going to open it out a little bit, because what we want to do is we want to make a cut in the centre of the folds. So I'm going to count how many folds I've got. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the centre of my folds are here. So I'm going to cut about a third of the way down the middle of that fold. There we go. And then I'm going to fold it back up again. So the reason for that is because we want to be able to create her wings out of the same piece of paper. So what we can do now is we can take the edge of this side and we can fold it down to the side, and we can take the edge and match it up that way and fold it down to the side and then just squeeze it together. So we've kind of got our shape here. Obviously it's not going to stay. So what we need to do is we need to tape it together. Now you can use glue if you want to use glue and wait for it to dry. But I find that if we're using tape, it's instant and it's just as easy as it is to use tape than glue. So I've got two edges together there. Just going to take a piece of tape, stick it on one side, and then I'm going to fold it over so it sticks the two together. So it's personal preference whether you want to use glue or sellotape. So that is now stuck to that side. So I'm going to do the same on this side. So we glue that together. Obviously if you've got double-sided tape then you can use that as well if you want a neater finish. But the sellotape's going to be on the back, so you're not going to see that anyway. So there we go. So that's all glued together now. So we've got the arms of our angel and our angel's body. We're going to go back to the back and we're going to open it out, because what we want to do is we want to get our piece of string or our wool, whatever we're using, and we want to stick it down that middle section there. So I'm just going to use a bit of tape to stick that in place, and then that will just fold back again. So we're just going to put another piece of tape over the top just to secure that together. You'll see when you fold it, it will start to come apart. So we're just going to stick that together. So that's the angel's body. So then all we need to do now is thread on her head. If you want to draw on your bead to make it look like a little face, then that is up to you. So I'm just using my giant tapestry needle again just to poke that through, but you can use whatever you've got if it's being a bit difficult. And then we've threaded that through, and that is our angel. There we go. So easy peasy. You can make lots of those, hang them up, hang them all over the place.